So, tapos na ang embargo, lifted na silang lahat. We already wrote our stories, but of course, we can't get enough of the Japan Mobility Show. So, for the first time, kumpleto kami dito sa Car Guide where we'll be talking about one of the most important motor shows that happens every 2 years. So, join us as we talk about Japan Mobility Show 2025. I'm Yuli Ang. I am all-around gopher of CarGuide.PH.
I'm Nick Scalanok. I am the video producer of CarGuide.PH.
I'm Vincent Villa, contributing writer to CarGuide.PH.
Also known as...
Also known as BBD, the Big Ball Driver.
I'm Jen Pugh, contributing writer to CarGuide.PH and occasional host.
Ito, special guest.
Special guest. So, hi, I'm Alex Lim, also known as Benawe Boy, and I'm part of the JMS group for CarGuide.
Yeah.
So, before we get to the brand-specific things that happened during JMS, we have two first-timers actually to the show. That would be Vincent and, of course, si Alex. So, I guess I have to ask, how was your experience?
It was, first word is fun. I mean, I love cars. People know that I really do love cars. So, seeing these kinds of new cars in flesh, it's different. It feels different because parang we always see it on Facebook, on social medias, but you were right there up front of the new cars, and it's chilling. At first, I was like having goosebumps and everything. I was running around through different brands because I mean, all of the majority brands was there, like Toyota, Honda, Suzuki. Everyone was there. And for me, the best part was the people that you actually go with are the ones from Philippines too. You get to see different groups. You get to share the things that you want to share to the people that you know. And in the end of the day, the JMS will give you the peak car content that you can actually do. Because I mean, those cars for me are like something that you don't see here actually, right? Not all of the cars that you saw there will be released here. So I was really excited because I mean, I get to see it, I get to sit on it, I get to look all of the details for the car. So I was really excited about it. Yeah.
As for my experience, medyo same nung kay Alex, I was really astounded by the amount of cars that I get to see in the flesh, in the metal. Pero more than that, nagulat ako sa amount of walking that I had to do. Because we were taken there by a bus and apparently yung parking ng bus was farther than parking of cars and small shuttles. So, nung binilang namin, we had to walk 2 kilometers from the parking to the entrance of Tokyo Big Sight. And then once you're there, it's a lot more steps before you can go to the hall of your brand that's sponsoring you. So, ibang-iba kasi syempre sanay ako sa SMX, sanay ako sa World Trade Center na pagpasok mo from parking, tawid ka lang, andyan na yung pinto. Yeah. Pero grabe, it's literally a big show.
It's like comparing to SMX like maybe times 10. Or
Exactly,
times 10.
times 10.
Something like that.
Actually, I think more accurate the 15.
Yeah, the 15 is more.
So that you have the context of how big it is, right? I mean, it's
Big.
And it's coming from him, It's coming from him.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so before we get to the true veteran of these shows, this is my second time being at JMS, and like in terms of car, I'm not like contrary to popular belief, I'm not like a super car person compared to like these guys. These guys are really into the car culture. I'm actually more on video. But even like as a regular person, seeing these cars, and some of them, like what Alex said, you'll never see in the Philippines. It's nice to see them in person because sometimes it's actually like the media that gets to influence the manufacturers. Na it's like, I think this car will do good in the Philippines, or that car will do good in the Philippines. It's sort of like our way of like check and balancing what people bring in and not bring in. And you know, then parang for me as the video producer to make sure that we get as much detail, as much info without being too long or too short either. It's a wonderful experience. And like from 2023 to 2025, it's a good thing it hasn't changed. There's a lot to see there. And if you are a car person and you plan to go to Japan, I think you should do it during the JMS season for sure.
Yeah. Well, so I was with Nix. Nix and I were both at the 2023 JMS, and it was both our first times by then. I remember that it was very exciting, not just because we're going to get to see cars that will never be brought here, but also because you see the thought process of the concepts behind the brands. So the cars that you don't get to see are mostly concept cars. So they try to get the feel and the insights from the media. And I think that's great because then they will get a better idea if it will work in different countries outside of Japan, or if they need to tweak something, as Nix had mentioned. So it's very exciting. I'm so glad that the team was able to go. I wasn't able to go this year, but...
Someone went to the Mazda Fan Fest.
I know I went to the Mazda Fan Festa. Sorry, guys.
It's
Ibang topic, but that's a different story, guys.
Different story.
Yeah, it's a fun, different story. And all of these guys were also there. So, yeah.
But I'm curious, as someone who's been to the Tokyo Motor Shows, that's the perspective I want to hear.
Yeah, Nick's just don't make me seem older than I am. Pero ano siya, okay. For all of you out there who are not familiar kasi, Japan Mobility Show used to be called the Tokyo Motor Show. There was a change talaga in the naming because what the Japan automotive industry wanted to present was mobility na as a whole. It's not just any more cars, right? And that was very clear naman. In 2023, I would have to say mas crazy yung mga concepts nila. A lot of the car brands, for example, tried to come up with mga things like flying cars and all that. So it was like, it was ano siya. They tried when they thought about mobility, all their ideas were sort of crazy. Now to the point, people were saying, is this actually workable? Does it really fit into the brand? So I guess what I'm happy na lang about was that come 2025, they were able to pare it all down. The concepts of the displays were a lot more focused. There's still, of course, some things like flying cars. There's even a rocket that was displayed at the Honda booth. Pero what's more important is that the brands now finally realized kasi what they stood for, and the displays that they had reflected that.
Yeah.
So I guess
may question lang ako. Because in the 2023 JMS, I remember one article you wrote was about Honda saying they're the only one who understood the assignment. Kasi their booth had something else aside from cars, like they have exoskeletal systems to help PWDs.
Yes.
So now, comparing that to now, what's your assessment of the brands that participated now?
I think mobility devices naman are still there. Meron mga crab walking wheelchairs, for example, from mga car brands and all that. So it's still there. Pero what I'm happy na lang is that, at least with Honda kasi, it's always been their vision. They're the only car company out there na they also make their own airplanes. So the rockets, we all know they just made their own reusable rocket. So it may seem like medyo out of this world in terms of branding, but it fits eh. What I siguro mas concerned ko are brands which don't exactly have mga aeronautics backgrounds pero pipilitin nila. This time around, they knew that they had to put more focus on talagang the word mobility. And ang maganda lang is they're able to show that mobility can be very different. It could be mobility for people for PWD, for example. So they'll develop concepts for that. Like you mentioned nga yung mga devices where it helps people walk, diba? Some naman, it's a return to roots. For example, car brands like Subaru or Mazda, they know talaga that their focus has to be more of the driving. So they developed concepts that really focused on that. So I'm just happy na lang that this time around, mas focused yung mga car brands.
Looks like someone really did their homework.
Okay, so I think guys, since all of you went, I'm very interested to hear your experiences with each of the brands that sponsored you.
I think, Jen,
Right?
before we get there, siguro from your perspective naman,
Okay.
for someone who's been there in person in 2023,
Right.
and then
Okay.
now that you've seen all the stories that come out in 2025,
that's a good
Oh,
parang how do you
wow.
find it?
Okay, first is I agree with you. I think that the concepts in 2023 were a lot crazier. But also I feel that that's the first show coming from the pandemic, right? That's the first show that came back from the pandemic. It's also the first show that was named Japan Mobility Show and not Tokyo Motor Show anymore. So I think the difference is that they kind of went back into car culture this year. So that's what I got from, especially Alex's stories. I also got it from Nick's stories. I also got it from Vincent's coverage. So I find that people, the brands have been returning to the grassroots. And I think that's great because at the end of the day, even if we name it Japan Mobility Show, it's about all-around mobility. Let's face it, it's still about cars. It's still about vehicles. So it's great for me that the brands are returning to the grassroots. It's great for me that they are revisiting what made them significant in the first place, right? And I think that's a very good example that they set for the rest of the global space.
Sige.
Yeah.
Now you can proceed to your next
sige.
part.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go first with the experience for the brand.
Okay, yeah. So, how's the experience with Honda?
Okay, I
Yeah.
went with Honda. So you kept telling people that it's all about grassroots, right? And for me, when I grew up, like Honda here in the Philippines is all about like a Civic, all about the Accord, like somehow the performance feeling of a Honda. And what I experienced in this media trip was it's really they really went to that grassroots feels. And for me, it's so good because me and some other people that in the group were talking about like the joy of driving, the literally the phrase of Honda, the joy of driving, really came back to us. Like not a lot of people know, but we're really a Honda family. We've got like 3 Honda Civics. We have like the Honda, the rare Hondas. But in the end of the day, that essence of the Honda Civics back then, when we somehow tried the new products of Hondas like the Honda Prelude, and we tried the Honda Super One, those cars, even the Super One, it's an EV, but when we drove it, you feel the essence of Honda when you're driving it. Like, don't get me wrong, I mean, the new modern cars are really good too. Like, for example, Mazda has been giving us really good driving experience with their cars, with their modern cars. But somehow with the new Honda models, I felt like there's something lacking anymore, that the joy of driving is kind of missing. But with these cars that they actually let us try, it came back. Like the Prelude, we were like, okay, we were expecting it to be okay, just okay, it's a hybrid. Okay,
There's a lot of flack kasi.
yeah, I mean, as a car enthusiast, like I personally love to modify cars, and the hybrid sports car kind of feels like what? But when I wasn't able to drive, but I was at the back seat, and I felt how agile the car is. And don't get me wrong, like the future is hybrid, the future is EV. But when I'm driving an EV, specifically an EHEV Civic, it's fast. Let's be honest with that. It's not slow, it's fast. And there's that excitement of driving because you get the instant torque. And of course, when you somehow balance it with a really good chassis, with a good rolling and everything, it kind of makes sense. And for me, that's what they did with the Prelude. And I love it in a way that it's somehow different, and I hope people would somehow appreciate it for what it is. And I personally like how they did it. And for the Super One, I'm so drooling over the Super One. I mean, it's a K car that's widened out with a bit of like a boost mode for an EV. And I would somehow compare it to it's like a pocket Ioniq 5N. It's like Ioniq 5N is fast.
Yeah.
Ioniq 5N is like, it has the turbo mode or whatever. Like, it's so fast. It's an EV. It's very agile. This is like a super tamed one, but it's a perfect car to bring up to a Tanay trip. Something fun, something... The feeling of driving a Civic back then. It's like driving an SIR through Tanay. You're not fast, but you feel fast.
Yeah.
So it's the same sense with this Super One concept. I mean, I like how they did it because they gave us the glimpse of having that, again, the joy of driving again. And I felt it really after driving all of those cars. Even the new technology for the EHEV, it was, oh my God, it was really fast. Comparing it to the current EHEV Civic lineup, CRV, I mean, those are good cars already. The technologies are good already. But the new EHEV, it's, oh my God. Like, it's literally faster. and they said that it's more efficient. But I hope they bring it in and people would somehow take a glimpse and experience the new technology. But what Honda gave us is that. I mean, I would really say that they really focus on the grassroots. They also gave us the glimpse of having the joy of driving back. And I would really say that I really enjoyed what Honda gave us. Yeah.
Well, I know that si McCoy, for example, is looking forward to the Prelude. But ano siya eh,
Shout
ako
out
rin,
to
I agree.
McCoy.
The Super One talaga is something na it's very different. It's very original kasi coming from Honda. So, ikaw, if the Super One would be made available in the Philippines, you think?
Yeah. Actually, that's my question.
Actually, the Super One, I was talking to Miyake-san and everyone, like, that car, if you really bring it in right now, like, of course, it's the concept or a prototype, but if you bring it in right now, I think it's the right time, because the only car that you'll be competing with, let's be honest, it's a Seagull. I mean, the Seagull is it's selling, not like hotcakes, but it's selling. I personally drive one, but if I would have an option like this, like a K-car EV that has good range and it's pretty fun to drive, I would definitely get one. I mean, at the price range that's somehow close with a Seagull. I mean, you're getting a Japanese brand. Like, let's be honest with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Seagull. I really drive it that much. But in the end of the day, if you somehow give me a pocket rocket, a K-car that's beefed out, that looks good, that drives well, that drives really fun, why not, right? I mean, I think it's the right timing because people are somehow accepting the EVs. And if I would buy an EV, we bought an EV, I would buy a cheaper ones. I wouldn't buy a 3 million EV, 4 million EV. I mean, I would rather buy an ICE at that cost or in hybrid. But if you're selling an EV right now that is kind of in a good pricing range, I think people would somehow accept it. It's easier to buy it. You know, the buying power of people is like, okay, it's a million of two, okay, it's fine. Comparing it to like a 3 million, 4 million, it's a big decision to make. And I think it's a really good timing. If you would ask me if I would get one, I would definitely.
Yeah, well, in case you're wondering, Honda Cars Philippines has confirmed that the all-new Prelude is coming to the local market sometime in 2026. The Super One, however, hindi pa sure. We don't know yet. Pero it's been confirmed to be exported from Japan. Markets like Europe and Australia have confirmed that they're getting the Super One. So hopefully,
this is
kasama na tayo doon.
Hope for that.
But okay, in your opinion, and like you know the target, like you know the car people, right? How much do you think people will be willing to spend for it?
I think they're excited about the car.
Like how much? Like para 1.5 max?
Me, if you were to ask me,
Yeah.
I would at ceiling at 1.2.
1.2.
I mean, if you're around 1.5, let's be honest with that. You'll get a Sea Lion or whatever. I mean, the competitors kind of vast with that price range already. If you're around a 1 million to 1.2, it's a good sweet spot because I mean, there's other options, but it's easier to spend like 1 million compared to 1.5, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
My ceiling would be 1.2. The sweet spot is 1 million.
All the cars Philippines, I hear that.
Kung kailangan nyo ng mga
Keep that
product
in mind.
studies, libre lang.
Libre na.
I mean, 1 million no-brainer. Like, okay, order right now. 1 million.
1 million
But
no-brainer.
1.2 ceiling.
Wow.
Yeah. Kasi Seagull right now is 900 plus. So
900 na ba?
Yeah.
So
Actually,
it's somehow close. If you like literally bump into a Seagull price, oh my god, no one's sorry,
No
but
one's gonna-
get it.
Yeah.
Like it's a Honda, it's a K car. Finally, if we
It's
ever
cute
will
pa.
be getting that, finally we'll be having a K car in the Philippines. I mean, no one's bringing it in, but yeah, I mean the Super One is really good.
Wow. Yeah, I heard the article then.
Pero question,
Yeah.
Seal 5 DMI or Super 1?
That's a different question altogether. A different story
I
altogether.
think it's a
Different discussion.
Different demographic.
Different discussion.
Different discussion
If you were to
altogether.
ask me, I'll get the Super One. I won't buy a Seal 5 DMI because I don't have use for it. But the Super One, grabe.
Yeah.
Diba?
Oh, but interesting.
But I'll give a little credits to the Prelude too. I mean, the Prelude guys, you need to see it in person. You guys saw it in person, but you guys need to see it in person. The design, I don't like the black one, sorry, because of the black parts being missing in the design.
Yeah.
But when I saw the red one, I was like, okay, this car is really nice.
2 years
It
ago,
looks
it's medyo
so good.
controversial actually.
Yeah, I mean, people kept, when you use the old badging kasi, like, people always give you that, bakit ganyan, bakit ganyan. But in the end of the day, you're modernizing an old design. And there will always be different opinions about it, but I think Honda played it safe with the Prelude, and it looks good for me. Specifically, like in flesh. In photos, it's fine, but in flesh, oh my god, it's really nice. Even the interior is really nice.
Okay, let's hear from the other two. Thank you, Alex. So, BBD. BBD, how was Fuso? So BBD went with Fuso on this trip of JMS. So how is it? Where did you go? What did you do? What did you see?
Well, first we went to their booth in JMS and we saw their concepts which are powered by hydrogen because apparently in Japan, hydrogen power is already healthy compared to our own charging networks here. So instead of just focusing on EV trucks for their commercial offerings, they started looking for an alternative and they found hydrogen because two reasons. First is it's cheaper to manufacture apparently, and two, it's cleaner because compared to electricity in other markets, well, Japan has cleaner electricity, but if they export it to us, they're not really doing their green mission because our electricity is dirty. It comes from coal. It's not always from dams or solar. So yun yung first point. And second is the first concept, the H2IC, still has a internal combustion engine, but it's powered by hydrogen. This way, they retained 80% of the components. So it's easier to manufacture, and then it's quicker to move into a production model. The second one was fuel cell powered.
Is it like a hybrid? Hydrogen hybrid,
Is it?
something like that?
No. Hydrogen engine talaga siya.
But it's using like most of the components of the IC,
Oo.
if I remember. Yeah, that's why the 80%.
Oo, modified siya to accept hydrogen.
Oh, yun.
Yun. And then yung second is fuel cell, which is rated to go 1,200 kilometers in a single tank for a production vehicle. So parang 16-wheeler siya.
So with the payload.
Oo.
Wow.
And that's another thing that the CEO said. Hindi nila pinili ang hybrid because of the payload. Because if you choose an engine and then you have a hybrid assembly, the batteries needed to pull that power would compromise the payload of the truck.
Yeah.
So in order to retain that and retain as much of the power, they chose hydrogen because you are not really adding additional components. Instead, you're replacing them.
Yeah.
And then, apart from that, they partnered up with a local fuel station or a fuel station manufacturer or something to create a fast pumping hydrogen station so that it can fill up that truck within 15 minutes. So parang close siya sa filling up ng diesel engine truck.
So all of this technology is really to maximize the efficiencies.
Yes,
because
efficiency.
these are all commercial industrial vehicles,
Oo.
right?
And it's actually working
Yeah.
na. They've been using it for a while.
No, they are only prototypes.
Prototypes.
Pero yung may internal combustion engine, it's faster to go into production because the fuel cell still has to be studied further and it will take a lot more time.
But the hydrogen, alam ko, like they can implement it easy.
Oh,
But the prototypes, so given that these are prototypes, are they looking at fully introducing it to the market?
yes,
Like
they're
like down the line, what's their roadmap for it?
actually they didn't share a time frame on when they're targeting for the production model to be launched. Pero all they indicated was it's a definite way for them towards greener mobility. And that it will be implemented very soon as much as possible.
Tapos nakita sa mga post mo it wasn't just JMS yung pinuntahan nyo. Diba? You guys also went to like
Factory.
plant.
Yeah.
Kaya doon galing yung mula sa Fuso posts mo So, ano ba nangyari doon?
Well,
Wala sa Fuso daw.
they
Wala
took
sa
us to
Fuso, wala
their
sa Fuso.
they took us to their headquarters in Kawasaki. Tapos nandun yung General Assembly Plant and the Engine and Transmission Workshop. So the General Assembly Plant assembles, they have two lines, one for the light commercial vehicles, one for the heavy duty vehicles. And then the engine workshop, apparently, they're not outsourcing them. They're creating them from scratch. So the parts are being molded somewhere else, delivered there, and then they assemble it by hand. And literally by hand kasi I saw mechanics there, meron silang, yung workstation nila, may hanging power tools. And then they'll use that power tool, tapos they grab a wrench and then do the final turn. So hindi nila, I've been to Chinese factories and lahat sila, nakita ko tool dependent. Parang, yan na yun. Parang F1. Pero ito, may final touch ng mechanic.
Ano?
Actually, wala silang sinabing reason. It's just an observation I made. And then yung sa General Assembly Plant, I noticed their, hindi man weird, pero unique na QA method, which is hitting the chassis, all the crucial points with the hammer. So apparently, the mechanics can hear if something is bolted wrong. And then after that, so they will hit all the shocks, the screws that join the body to the chassis.
That's very...
And then after that, it will move to a mini dyno room. And then they will check, because the engine was assembled from the other room. Yeah. So they will check it and run. And also, they can hear if something's wrong just from the sound alone. So after that,
there's something that the human touch na the machine can
It's different.
So after that, dun siya mag-move out na from that factory. Galing.
So the human factor is the last
Yes.
testing ground.
Actually, that's what caught me off guard because I was thinking they shared the initial figures for the factory. They can pump out like 74 trucks per day. Pero in China, di ba, they're always saying hundreds, 200s.
Right.
So I thought, what a low figure. Pero when I saw the process, they're really meticulous and they really care about the engineering, the precision, and they're not letting the automatic tools take over. It's really about craftsmanship.
So that's the reason for the 70 plus figures.
Yeah.
But that's very it's a signature thing for the Japanese manufacturers. So it will take a while, but they get it right the first time. It's about getting it right the first time and making sure that
measure twice.
and not just churning out volume and then later troubleshooting whatever may come up, right?
And that's probably why there's this thing called Japanese tax on Japanese products, right? No, because it's effective across many industries, not just cars.
Yeah.
Right.
Audio, guitars, you know it.
You know it.
There's always that Japanese tax. When something is made in Japan, it's more expensive, but it's worth it.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, quick. So by the time you're watching this video, the embargo should be over. So we actually the Mitsubishi team, the team that I joined with, we actually flew in days ahead because we test drove what you're probably seeing around right now, the Mitsubishi Destinator. And actually, we were in the Okazaki test facility that Jen was in.
I was there for the Triton.
Yeah. When they made us test the vehicles, there were times that I thought I was going to die.
Okay, why don't you tell
Because
us about,
In what way?
Let me clarify.
Tell us how it
Yeah.
went. Because I had an experience with the Triton also.
It sounds so bad.
And I actually left it on the video. Ano ba to? So, like when we were there, like the product briefing, all that stuff, and then when they're okay, time to test, they were like just follow the guide but do whatever you want.
Okay.
Right. Papatayan. Pag sinabing do whatever you want.
Diba? So the first thing we did was the high speed.
Right.
The high speed ring. We are pushing the Destinator at 150, 160. Like we were like balling it out.
Were you banking?
Yeah, the one we're in the back.
It's like with the bank, right? It's like you're sideways.
And apparently, like when you're banking at that level,
Yeah.
it's safer to be faster.
Yes.
Because, like me being a good boy, I'm like, I'll go at 80. But then you can start to feel the car slipping. It's
Yeah.
like, oh shit. He was like, go faster, go faster.
Because we banked the Triton also.
Yeah, diba?
Yeah.
No, but apparently, that test is also to observe more the NVH levels, the
Yeah.
suspension, and for a relatively tall SUV, the Destinator really shows that it is a nice highway driving kind of a vehicle. And then after that, we did the wet course and then the flood course. So we got to see the active yaw control. So we first put it on normal mode. Like there was a little, AYC.
AYC that's known even for the Evos.
Yeah.
Guys.
And actually, the guy that was with us, I forgot his name, so maybe I'll give it to Ken to put it on the B-roll, whatever. But the one that I was with during the the one with us during the X-Force.
It's the same guy.
It's the same guy. So when he saw me, he remembered me.
Oh, nice.
So it's like, it's you, the evil guy.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, kasi for the X-First Philippine Drive, we had one of the, was it
Chief-
chief engineer?
yeah, chief engineer.
driving with
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
So, sorry na lang sa kanya, but I'm sure he's heard like whatever we wanted to say about the X-First then.
Yeah. So and then when we turned on the wet mode, so just like the X-Force, the active yaw control is more pronounced, and therefore we had better maneuverability on like the wet figure 8 course. And then the one that impressed me more was the water wading.
Okay.
So this is where like Mitsubishi took their pride that they designed the front bumper to disperse the water really to the side. And at first,
So
like,
para sa Pilipinas talaga.
yeah. And this specific,
Especially for the Philippines.
So if the X-Force was more ASEAN equally, there
Yeah.
was a good amount that they admitted that was really Philippine-based for the X-Force.
Okay.
And because I think it being a 7-seater, they were like, Filipinos love 7-seaters. I think this is more for the target market. And then there's video in YouTube na ad that the camouflaged Destinator was going around them. They're really testing it months ahead, as we were told. And so the water wading, like at first I thought it was a gimmick na parang like water will really go to the side like if you cross a river. But with the Destinator, it was really on a level that it was really dispersing on the side and no drops of water at the front, like as you can see.
It's like they cut.
Yeah.
It's so like it
When our
cuts
video
through.
comes out, you'll see na
It cuts through.
yeah, it cuts
Yeah.
through.
How deep is the water somehow? Like
Siguro waist high. Like
Waist high?
yeah. It was a lot. Like
Guys, designed for the Philippines.
uh,
Man.
for people who know me, I'm a pickup person. I'm an off-road
Yeah.
person, and even my personal pickup will have water splash to the windshield.
Yeah, hailing
Okay,
the
wait,
highlights.
question. Is it like your waist high or like Jen waist high?
No,
Yeah, there's a
no.
difference. Jen
My
is
waist high, because
Okay.
like if you look at the side, the
That's high,
water's
yeah, that's high.
yeah, it was high. The water's there. You probably brought the Triton there.
No,
Like,
we did not.
no.
Not that high. So what we did with the Triton was more of a prepared track. So we had, because it was designed for off-roading.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of uneven terrain. It was a lot of water. Water wading was just minimal.
I know this one,
Yeah.
like
we didn't take it to like flood levels.
you
It
know
was
you
high
know when
levels.
like in their product demos na when they show like it goes through like a path that's filled with water,
Yeah.
like that we drove on that one.
Okay.
It's
Interesting.
That's
crazy.
so interesting.
So, syempre, like, gumising ako, I'm like, like, wow, like, they mean business with this car.
So pag bumaba ka ng car,
Yeah, I was like,
it
oh,
means na
like,
lubog na lubog ka dapat. Right?
you won't be able to open the door. That's how
Okay.
deep the
That's
water
how-
was.
that's how
Yeah,
deep
yeah.
it was.
You-
All
So
right.
it's basically it's like another Wednesday sa Taft.
Any given Wednesday in Taft. Hi, Marga. No, so then after that test, we did like the parang damage road test. So the suspension, we saw na. But
Yeah,
I
we
told
did,
them,
yeah.
I told them also, but the Philippines has worse roads, eh. So this is not really a test for us,
Yeah.
eh. So parang forget that. And then,
But how was the suspension in that? Like
okay, like yung compliant, like between firm and soft, it's more on the firmer side, which gives it better like drivability, which we saw on the next test because with the Destinator, they let us chase a Lancer Evo 9.
Wow.
Chase a Lancer
Chase.
Evo
Yeah.
9. Okay.
And
Chase.
then
At what speed?
No, like in my video, the way they described it, it was like a scene from Fast and Furious. You're like going through driving roads, like
So it's not a track.
it's like like pretend roads.
Okay.
Like it's sort of to simulate like like a Japanese highway, Japanese small road. It was a mix.
Did they simulate Philippine roads? So back in 2023, what they did with us was that when they did the driving track, yung mga lubak-lubak niya, yung mga ganyan, ginaya nila, they imitated how it was in Metro Manila,
Pero
how the
Valenzuela
off-road is.
level, level.
Diba?
Or C5 level.
And then this one, like they made
Well,
us
they attempted,
do
effort,
laps.
effort.
So not just one lap, we did three flying laps.
How was it?
So obviously we're not gonna like stick to the tail of the Evo 9, right? And then it was a very skilled driver at the front, but like we were at visual distance with the car, and that's saying a lot because they also made us try another brand. We like if you were driving that other brand, you would have lost the car easily within the first lap. The Devastator, Devastator. That was a joke. That's my sumo name. That's my sumo name.
It's devastating for the competitors now.
Yeah.
Good save.
Yeah. No, that's my sumo name, by the way. But the Devastator.
For when he joins Physical Asia.
Yeah.
I kept saying Destroyer nga last time. I was like, okay.
For when he joins Physical Asia.
Yeah. So
Destinator.
So with the other brand, within the first lap, you would lose it, and that's where we started to fear death.
It was really fast.
We were
So
driving
would
really
say
fast.
that Destinators.
Maybe on YouTube will post like if I have the lap footage, I'll post it. But it was we were driving really fast with the car, and the Mitsubishi Destinator was very capable. You're able to keep visual contact with the Evo 9, which is like the thought is crazy.
So the power delivery
maneuverability,
is-
the active yaw
So they're
control.
really giving us what we want, no?
Yeah, like
I mean, what they're missing somehow.
yeah, like you know,
throughout the
like
years.
being an older guy now, sadly.
Older guy.
Yeah, but when you think SUV, you wouldn't think maneuverability. Like it's
Yeah,
it's
of
out of the
course.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But it's nice to have. Like,
yeah.
it's
No,
really
and
nice
with
to
this
have.
one, it's like oh, but like,
It's rare to
Yeah,
have
I'm like,
good
pwede to,
maneuverability
like,
for an SUV.
yeah. And then the next
How was the car acting at high speed during the chase?
very confident, inspiring compared to the other brand that I thought I was going to die.
Interesting.
And then this is the part where so after that we did the off-road. So I think similar to
Yeah.
yours, with the Triton, this is where I screamed. And
You
I-
screamed?
Yeah, I left it on the footage kasi, di ba, with just like the Mitsubishi X-Force, the Mitsubishi Destinator, it has the avionics display, so you
Yeah.
can see how much tilt, right?
Right.
When the guy demoed it, he was at 35 or 37.
Wow.
When I
Okay.
demoed it, I was on a conservative 28. When the one driving with me, the other media did it, it was at 42, 43.
Oh.
Crazy.
And then I was on the side where I was on the right side and the tilt was
The
like
one that
that.
was
So I saw the ground. I'm
falling.
like,
The one that was falling.
like I was facing the
Do
ground.
it again.
So if you watch our video, it's actually there. You'll hear my scream na,
That's fun.
Yes.
it was so crazy. But
But at that level, it was really stable.
yeah, and actually, and that was even the hard part. The hard part was like it was very muddy, and then we had to make a sharp left turn. If I was on my pickup, and I love my pickup, but I would have probably went, 4-wheel already at that point. This being a 2-wheel SUV, we were in mud mode. It was able to tackle it, and we filled up the car with me and then Jacob and then 2 other people. So we were a full car.
Wow.
And it was still able to go through like what the Triton would go through,
Yeah.
diba? So I'm not saying that it's an off-road SUV.
Did you do a tilt? Was there a tilt?
Yeah, that's where I
Yeah,
screamed.
No,
Yeah. That was
hanging
like
tilt test.
yeah,
Like
the
an
incline,
tilt test.
which was also in the video. We did a 30 and the 50.
Yeah.
Capable, like,
Okay, so
Interesting car.
since the highlight really is the Destinator,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
would you say is your favorite feature after having
the
tested it
the
so extensively?
the drivability, like it really shows that Mitsubishi. I mean, they're like in the Philippines, they don't like brag about Rally Art or the Lancer. Like they're very conservative that way in terms of marketing. But oh my God, the people behind it. Like you have the people from Evo, from Rally Art, from the who's that the car racing, the rally drive. You have all these brilliant people putting all their they're putting their input to the car, and you really feel it. And before the slope, the 50-degree angle slope, we did what they call the cross country, which is very interesting. I'm like, cross country, maganda yung view? No, you know, like rally cross, like you're jumping and
Right.
they made us do that.
Oh.
Like to the point like Jacob didn't want to do it anymore. It was that scary.
Actually, I kept hearing to the people that went to
Yeah.
Mitsubishi, they all said that the car is fast.
Yeah.
And I kept asking, it's a 1.5 turbo.
Yeah.
And they always say like, it's capable, bro.
Yeah, but I think more of like, not because of the sheer powertrain, but with
Balance.
the Destinator, it's really the balance of everything. And like that cross country track, it was really proof that as long as you're driving properly and like even your skill, you can do a lot with it. Because with the other brand, so it was another brand, I was already white knuckling. And Jacob was like crying already. It was that bad.
Jacob was crying.
No, because like there were moments we thought we were gonna die.
And take note, this was even before you went to JMS.
Yeah, oo.
So what happened naman sa Mitsubishi?
I actually have one more
Yeah,
question.
Okay.
Given all that, I see that this was so interesting, this whole story. But what exactly is the demographic they're trying to tackle for the Philippines? I mean, it's powerful, it's capable, it's maneuverable.
Yeah,
all of that.
so interesting, right?
What's the demographic, and what would you say would make it would close the deal for a Filipino?
Yeah. So which actually also ties to the JMS eh. So
Because
like at the
I'm sure they're not targeting enthusiasts, right?
no, like so interestingly.
Enthusiast na nagkaanak pa.
Pero,
No.
okay.
Yeah.
Pangarap ko magka-Evo, pero tatlo na yung anak ko, so
Pero,
I think I need an SUV.
pero let's be real, enthusiasts don't bring in volume.
Oh, yeah.
So
No,
I'm
but
sure at
but
the end
but
of the day, you're
but
still
like
looking at
interestingly, it is like what they told us. It's the in between of the X-Force and Montero Sport. It's a
Okay.
7-seater SUV that's not like big like the Montero Sport,
Right.
but it's bigger than the X-Force. I think they also recognize that they needed something in between. And apparently when I talk to my friends about it, because it's going around.
Yeah.
There's a higher interest. Yeah, there's a higher interest than I thought there was.
So would you say Alex is the market or you're the market?
They were marketed to families, so the ones with kids. Like
So not
me not
Alex.
having a
Not Alex.
Yeah.
So, okay, wala
In other
na, not
words,
Alex.
parehong hindi kayo.
Parehong-
Yeah.
Kailangan may pamilya kayo, guys.
You know what's interesting? Even I'm not the market. I'm actually curious about it.
It-
Like,
it
I
dri-
kept
it
asking
drives
how
really
the
well.
engine,
Yeah.
how I mean, man.
But
it
yun.
has AYC from an Evo.
Yeah.
As an enthusiast, I'm actually curious. Even though I know I'm not gonna buy a 7-seater car, but I'm actually curious.
The way I would treat it's 5-seater with a lot of trunk space.
When I saw it in person, actually, it's what got me is the sizing. It's not awkward for me. I like how proportioned they design.
Yeah.
It's not too big, but it's not
Too small. Goldilocks talaga.
Masakto lang eh. Parang sabi ko, it's
Actually, even for me, like I saw an X-Force this morning, I actually even like the look. And so, like, to answer the question, like they're marketing it to like Filipino families. So like
more
like four people, diba? So mom, dad, 2 kids. But the engineering behind it, it's like an over-engineered SUV. And then so going into GMS, so they showed the concept car, the Mitsubishi Elevance. And then, like, of course, they showed, like, in our videos, the fan favorites, the Delica.
Oh yeah.
Diba? Everyone's like, oh, the Delica, they should bring it to the Philippines. So, Mitsubishi Philippines, maybe, think about it.
Or Benny.
Yeah. No, but because their tagline was, like, forever adventure.
Okay.
And their lineup
That's very
right now.
nice, though.
Yeah, and their lineup right now, including the Destiny, but it speaks volumes of that direction. And so, I was there in GMS, I'm like, oh nga, no, like, this Elevance, because it shows that there's like it can like behind it, there's like a trailer na parang overlanding rig. And parang they were showing off na, parang, you know, you can have like the kitchen, this and that, bedroom, diba? Na you can bring along. So you can really see that for Mitsubishi, that it's more than just like mobility in the sense of just going around. It's also like they also cater to the destination. And then I think that's why the name the Destinator. It's a very apt name. At first parang kaya nga the joke Devastator, right? Devastator. But like after my whole experience with both the test drive of the Destinator and the JMS with them, and then talking to the executives, the engineers, you can see that Mitsubishi really also caters to the end point, which is like your own little adventure or big adventure.
Right.
So that was the impressive
So the
part.
tagline was, again?
Forever adventure.
So dapat adventure.
The one I was so curious was actually for me one of the like Toyota's not only the biggest player, but what was interesting was for me the Century. Yeah, so
so apparently we're saving the best for last.
Yeah.
diba?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
first of all,
that's why we're here.
With a huge haul for the
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
we heard so much about
Toyota.
Toyota, not just about the Century, but that they had an entire pavilion.
yes,
and then
that's
the Century Pavilion was so amazing that when you enter, you just have to hush.
yeah.
That's what we.
Well, okay, I'd have to say hindi naman siya like the main highlight. Every brand naman is a highlight on its own. But in terms of size, yes. If you're not so familiar kasi with the Tokyo big site, it's split into different halls. May West Hall, East Hall, North Hall, South Hall.
All the halls.
All the halls, okay? So typically, some brands will take half of it, 1/4 of it. Toyota decided to take over the entire South Hall.
Entirely.
The entire South Hall. So imagine this, the size of probably World Trade Center, but just for Toyota. That's how big it was. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
okay, so,
That's actually fair.
so what did they show? The overarching arch that they have for their display this year is mobility for all pa rin. It's a continuation of what they presented in 2023. At the time, they were getting the flack kasi that they got electrification wrong.
Right.
At the time, all the other brands were saying EV was the right thing to do and everything. Toyota was saying no, but wait, hybrid muna. So 2 years down, they were proven correct. We see that there's a global slowdown in EVs. There's a bigger demand ngayon for hybrids. So kulang na lang Toyota would say, I told you so. But basically, that's what happened there.
They didn't have to. They don't have to.
They didn't have to. I mean, it shows naman talaga, Philippine market lang alone, almost 50%, right?
Right.
But that aside, so mobility for all. But what does mobility for all stand for? That's what they use the JMS ngayon to really expound on what it all meant. So that meant changing what the brands stood for, or at least emphasizing what the brand stood for. So let's start with Lexus, for example. So we're here in the Lexus Manila Gallery, diba?
Yeah.
Thank you, Lexus.
So nice.
Thank you for hosting us, Lexus.
There's an LFA.
I'm so
There's an
glad.
LFA there.
LFA right here.
famous LFA.
Yeah, so Lexus kasi has always been known as the premium brand of Toyota. But Toyota feels like kulang pa yung potential niya. But kulang ang potential niya because it can't necessarily tap more markets out there kasi it's limited by its price positioning. That's why they split off Century to become their new high-end brand. So what does that mean for Lexus? Lexus can now move more freely. Based on the discussions that I had with some of the people at Lexus, it can actually go down market and go even a bit more up market.
Interesting.
So it's very interesting.
So when you say down market, like more affordable.
Yeah, what they're saying is they're not anymore limited. Right now, the most affordable Lexus is the LBX.
Yeah.
Right.
That sets you back 2.9 million,
Okay.
thereabouts, 2.9 million. And it's a small SUV. They only have one vehicle na ganon, di ba? Now what they're saying is potentially they can introduce more models in that price range. So more premium, premium mainstream na rin sila. At the same time, they can go up. Right now, the most expensive model they have is the LX SUV.
Yes.
But it's only just the SUV, right? So ngayon, what they're saying is they can make more stuff. Sedan, MPV. And we saw that kasi at GMS. they reintroduced the LS, the luxury space concept. And it wasn't just in one form. They showed the LS in different forms. The one that was the biggest highlight, or the one that grabbed the headlines, was the six-wheeler concept.
Six-wheeler.
So we all know that's not going to make it to production, but what Lexus was trying to show kasi is that the brand is now unhinged na. It's now not anywhere bound by its limitations, and it can freely explore. During JMS, they showed that. They had the Lexus Sports concept. They even had the last mile mobility concept, the LS micro concept or something like that. Yung sabi ng ibang tao, it looks like a throne na gumagalaw. Yeah, diba? Yung mga ganyan. So,
Yung pala name nun.
yeah, it's a LS. If I'm not
Last
mistaken,
mile?
yeah, it's like for example, tinatamad kang, let's say ikaw, Ayala Alabang, tinatamad ka pupunta ng ATC. Sakay ka doon, it'll drive you to
It'll drive you to
ATC.
ATC.
Tulog ka lang. Yeah. Without you not needing to steer it or whatever, automated siya.
Jeep.
You could have fixed that pala from the bus stop, no?
Yun, parang ganon. So, yun ang mga concepts nila. So, that's what Lexus now stands for kasi. So, with that, they've introduced Century as their new high-end or their pinnacle brand. That one is going to be like the best of what Toyota can give. And what I'm saying is it's going to compete with like the Bentleys and the Rolls Royces of the world. That's it.
Okay.
And that's what they want to do. Their tagline is one of one, meaning you cannot compare it. Ganun ang sinasabi nila. Yeah. And how they're gonna do it? It's down to customization and personalization. That's gonna be their parang ganun sila lalaban. Each and every Century that they will be built will be customized to what the owner wants.
One of one.
Kaya one of one. So maganda. It's multi-layered yung meaning niya. One of one because it's without compare.
Okay.
One of one because you can customize your Century into whatever you
How
want.
high-end is Century? Is high-end is the Toyota high-end, but how high-end is it
We're talking-
in the global automotive space?
We're talking about in the north of like $300,000 US.
That's around how much?
Ooh.
So siya talaga?
Talagang Rolls territory na.
Yeah, Rolls-Royce territory.
If
Yeah.
I can, okay, if you can put this in there. Like there's someone who's selling one Century.
Yes,
right here,
yes.
A gray market one, and that was my friend, and I was curious. I was like, how much for the Century SUV? He told me a whopping 45 million.
See?
So,
45 million is Cullinan. That's a Rolls-Royce
Yeah.
Cullinan
And I was
money na. Yep.
Whoa.
That's a one of one territory.
So guys, one of one.
Yeah.
If you have 45 million
So that
sitting
you know
around.
the idea of how
Yeah.
expensive it is, how
No,
premium it is.
but
I mean,
ako, like, I was able to step into the Century na...
Yeah, speaking about the booth, it was sobrang different. The way they executed with something else. So, hindi siya yung normal na pagpasok mo sa World Trade na show or even yung mga JMS booth
Yeah,
na
yeah.
it was just laminated floors or tiles. Ito, pagpasok mo, parang akala mo nasa hotel ka. Very thick carpets and then
Lumulubog yung shoes
lumulubog
mo.
yung shoes mo. And then, tahimik siya. As in, I don't know how they were able to do it.
Not because parang it
They
was like
close it with
they
curtains and something. Yeah, it's...
sobrang galing.
Yeah.
Tapos may ano pa siya, may bespoke na perfume pa that they had at the area. It's
Crazy.
It's crazy how they did it.
And you're
And
surrounded by models, both male
Yeah.
and female. It's like, how come everyone here is good looking and well dressed?
yeah.
And then I was there.
And I was
I
like,
heard that it was a whole experience.
Yes.
Yes.
Like I went to the BMW, have like a tiles, everything
Yeah.
in the booth. I was like, this is pretty posh. And I went to the Century. I was like,
Did you lose your shoes? Did you lose your
it's
shoes?
so soft and everything. You can't speak. Sorry.
It's like
Yeah,
everyone
good on.
automatically would tone down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
That's what I
yes,
heard. That's
yeah.
what I heard.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, yun ang ginawa nila with Century
Right.
naman. So, we go to the main brand, which is Toyota. What they understood kasi with yung mobility for all is not the same answer applies to everyone.
Okay.
Ang yabang, hindi mo yabang, but it's reality. Toyota is almost in every market out there. And they understand kasi every market has its own requirements or own needs. So what it means is they're going to be developing products suited for every market that they'll be in. And we're talking about different powertrains, different products. So, dati, parang iniisip natin, if it's a regionalized product, ay, second tier siya, kailangan global market product siya, di ba? It's always been like the notion that we have. But Toyota is now leveraging that as a strength. Mainly because the vehicles that they make are tailor-made. So, why sell a car that's, for example, sobrang sikip when the market demands room for 7? Something like that. Or why push for EVs when the market is clearly not ready for it, so they have hybrids? It's something that they're doing with everything, and at JMS, they showed that with the Corolla concept.
Okay.
For the first time kasi ever, Toyota is saying that the Corolla will now be powered by different kinds of powertrains. It's not just ICE and hybrid, but they've confirmed a battery electric version is also coming, a plug-in hybrid version is also coming.
Okay.
If required, they'll be able to make a fuel cell version of the Corolla. Yun ang ibig sabihin nila when they say mobility for all, and that they're leaving no one behind. So yun. Of course, there's also Daihatsu. Daihatsu is not really too relevant in the Philippine market, but I think for me, what's good here is that binalik nila back into the Japanese engineering of it. The simplicity of Japanese engineering with the Japanese value. Yung sinasabi ni ano sabi mo kanina, Vincent, yung the craftsmanship tsaka yung may konting pride ulit in the Japanese design and engineering. Kasi let's face it, Daihatsu was part of mga scandals that happened in the more recent years. So Toyota wants to put that past them by saying na no, the new image of Daihatsu is back to very simple, well-engineered vehicles. Yan.
I saw that Daihatsu Copen.
Yes, the Daihatsu Open.
Top-down Copen.
Yes, correct. And that's it's rear-wheel drive. So yun.
Is that the K car, sports car?
Yes.
That was top-down na.
Yes.
Roadster.
Yeah, tama.
The
Yun.
Philippines needs K car, sports cars. That's all I have to say.
Oo nga I know. Ang ano lang though, I think napansin ko lang is the most attention went to the Land Cruiser FJ. As in, believe
It
me,
was all over
I know,
my
right?
feed.
As a
So-
video producer, it was so difficult.
yeah.
It was so difficult to film.
Okay, it was all over
Yeah.
my feed. I'm very curious about that. I'm going to ask everyone
Okay.
for your insights because it was all over my feed that I got so, I'm sorry, but I got so sick of seeing it. As in, nagsawa ako.
Yeah.
Nagsawa ako just looking at it. And I found it like, okay, you know what? After a whole day of seeing this on my feed, on my Instagram, it doesn't even look that interesting anymore. So tell me why.
From what I heard, like, if I was filming, and
Yeah.
I heard like someone interviewing an engineer, and apparently it was designed like the dice.
Yeah, ako yun. I was the one who said that. Yeah. Well, okay. If you read enough of the material, they'll say talaga it's ano siya.
You
It's
can't see it, but Kent is
Yeah.
laughing.
Yeah, you've done your homework. I did it.
Yeah. I understand naman talaga kung ba't siya nakakasawa because nga there's a lot of interest in it.
Right.
As in how much interest was in the FJ. Toyota didn't even do any product presentation for the Land Cruiser FJ during JMS.
Right,
But
it
it
was
was,
just there.
as in pagpasok mo though sa pavilion kasi you have to go down the escalators. It's one of the first things you see.
Okay.
And believe me when I tell you, everyone was taking photos and videos of it to the point that when Sato-san, the president of Toyota, was doing his speech, no one was listening.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, as in, well, okay, people, syempre, the Japanese press were all there, but international press, the Thai press, the Philippine press, sorry, but even the Philippine press, the Western press, nandun sila, surrounding the Land Cruiser FJ.
Okay, so explain.
I think it's,
What is it about the Land Cruiser FJ that drew this much attention?
I think first of all, it's because of the Land Cruiser name. Kasi we've always thought that the Land Cruiser would be something on the more expensive side. Pero ngayon kasi, binalik nila to its roots, which is more a utilitarian 4x4 machine. Diba?
I want to ask you, why did they somehow choose the Land Cruiser name?
Yeah.
And I was like, I kept on my videos, on my contents, I kept saying it's the FJ Cruise. But the nameplate says Land
Why the
Cruiser.
nameplate?
It's kind of weird for me.
Yun nga rin, they didn't really exactly say why they chose the Land Cruiser yet, diba? Pero if you would see naman kasi how Toyota is doing it, they're leveraging the different nameplates as if they were brands. You see it, for example, the way the Yaris is, diba? GR Yaris, Yaris Cross,
It's its own
Yaris,
thing.
diba?
It has its own-
The Corolla, may Corolla Altis, Corolla Cross, ganyan. Mukhang they're doing the same thing with Land Cruiser. So there's the Land Cruiser Prado, the 300.
Okay.
In other markets, they still have the 70.
Yeah.
So ngayon, dinagdagan pa nila with the FJ. Yeah.
No, but and like because I had to take videos, so I really got into the inside and all. comparing it to the FJ Cruiser that we know, that one was more of like a concept put into reality, diba? Yeah. But like, as someone who's also tried the FJ Cruiser, it was like, oh, we have a concept car that we can actually drive.
Right.
And that was the appeal of the FJ Cruiser. Before. But I think if you look at the interior, if you look at the drivetrain, if you look at the amenities, it at least to me, it looks like, I think it deserves the nameplate Land Cruiser.
Okay.
Because there's a certain level of poshness inside din eh. I mean, if you saw the interior, diba? You saw the interior also.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a level of like, I can see like this is like a more affordable Land Cruiser in size and amenities, but at the same time, it's not yung parang brusco enough na going to make you feel like every part of the off-road. Like,
That's fair.
Diba? I mean, Land Cruiser, you're supposed to traverse through different lands, but in a cruising way.
Yeah.
I think this one's gonna offer.
In the cruising way.
Yeah. Unlike the FJ Cruiser, no, it's like the ultimate concept of what an off-roader should be. This one, it's less of that and more of this. But he took lessons from that and put it here.
Okay.
So I think, for me at least, I think it's a fair play for Toyota to put the stamp of
Okay, that's
approval.
interesting.
Land Cruiser.
I think partly it's it's part of the regionalized approach nga talaga eh, that they want to leverage globally known nameplates but reimagine them for markets that they'll be serving in. So I know for a fact that Australia and the US, parang pikon na pikon sila, they're not getting the Land Cruiser FJ. But markets like Southeast Asia, of course, they haven't confirmed for Philippines yet, pero Southeast Asia will because the Land Cruiser FJ will be built in Thailand. It's already been confirmed. So markets like tayo could potentially benefit from that.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
May question lang ako tungkol sa nagtataas pa ako ng parang
Parang siyang Zoom. Parang Zoom.
Raise your hand. May question lang ako tungkol sa Daihatsu. Do you think bringing Daihatsu back into the Toyota fold officially during JMS would delete all these negative connotations about Daihatsu? Not just only about the recent issues they had, pero even locally, meron siya na, let's say, this Toyota car. Sinasabi naman na, garbage Daihatsu lang yan eh. Di ba? Very dismissive sila if it's originally a Daihatsu. So you think that will be removed in time now that Toyota is bringing Daihatsu into their tent?
I think in branding, that's what they're trying to do. One of the questions that was asked by the Philippine media actually is, with all this talk about Daihatsu, is TMP planning to bring Daihatsu back into the Philippines? What they said kasi is no, there are no plans to bring it in. But instead, what they're trying to say kasi is the technologies talaga of Daihatsu, pinapa-redevelop sila to do more of mga smaller entry-level models talaga of Toyota. So they're first to admit that medyo nawalan direction ng Daihatsu. Maybe because they were driven too much by volume, they were driven too much by expansion, ganyan. So what Toyota is saying, guys, concentrate na lang on what you do best. Concentrate on the smaller vehicles, concentrate on the simpler vehicles, yun na yun. And with that kasi, what they're saying is, because Daihatsu is a specialist in that and they can concentrate on a lot of that effort, they should be able to make better cars na rin moving forward. Rather than they try to make a car for every segment na alam mong hindi rin sila makakalaban ng maganda.
So they're more focused. Sa bagay, I guess with the Lexus and Century, parang have their own specializations na.
Yes, parang ganun ang dating talaga. So Daihatsu would be more of that. It's more of their small cars. Whether it's an MPV, an SUV, or a sedan, Daihatsu talaga will become like the small car specialist. Siguro for the lack of a better term, parang sila yun yung Suzuki ng Toyota.
Okay.
So ikaw, Alex, you have something to say about the Land Cruiser FJ?
Kind of scary, but okay. My take for the first day, the display FJ. What I remember was the brick headlight FJ, and I didn't saw the round headlight.
They didn't have it. Second day siya.
First day, right?
Yeah.
And when I went to the second day, like literally there was no people in the FJ with a round headlight. I went straight up to it. I was like, okay, what's this? And as a car enthusiast, like I love modifying again. But that specific FJ was kitted with an ARB stuff, ARB underplay, ARB stepboard, ARB roof rail with a snorkel, and I was like, okay, they're really developing the car. So I think they're really pushing the car in there for the enthusiast market. But for the design outside of the car, I mean, I like the round headlight. I prefer it because they somehow give the retro vibe of the car. And the grille is very similar with the FJ dati na Toyota. Versions, even that one. And the plastic bumpers throughout, I mean, it's very FJ. Even in the back, there's a lot of people that doesn't like the design of the back. But I appreciate it because it's the FJ glass with the piano black. I like it. For me, I like it. The only thing that I really am struggling with the car is the size. The sizing is, for me, it's weirdly sized. Like, it's a 5-door, I understand. But if it were a 3-door, or like a 3-door back then with the FJ design, with the 3-door with the scissor, I mean, it would have been perfect for the design. Because it's so awkwardly sized for the side view. It's so awkwardly sized for me. It's like a Jimmy 5-door. It's like, parang pinili ng gawing 5-door for me.
Right.
For me. But if it's like 5-door a little bit longer, it would be perfect. Because I mean, the design, if you look at it on the side, I was there looking at it like, I need to sink this in. It's kind of, it won't sink in right away. But eventually, I'm pretty sure people would like it and all. But yeah, interior-wise, it was so nice. Interior was, I can't speak anything about it because it's really nice. The design for the front, the rear, I like it. It's just the side profile of the car.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, actually, ano rin yun eh. I think a lot of the Western press, yun ang complaint nila, particularly the back part. The sobrang thick daw yung D-pillar niya. Yun din yung nireklamo nga daw nila na...
There's no glass.
There's no glass, yes.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, if you can check out the second door at the back, it's almost 1/3 of the door is on the arch now. So it depends on the design. It's kind of, medyo, I think in my term is, medyo pinilit niya maging 5-door. So, and I have nothing against the Toyota and everything, but yeah, for me, it's just weirdly sized in that side profile. But everything, go ahead.
Because as someone who goes off-road, diba, I guess you're also like sort of comparing it to like the Pajero 3-door, diba? Yung mga 3-doors na ganon. For me, those 3 doors are more of traversal. When you go 5-door, it's more of having access to storage. So for me, I actually appreciate it being 5-door. Because like if I have to access like the middle part of the car, I have this easier access. And for me, that was not one a flaw, but one of the I think mistake of the FJ Cruiser na they made it like a suicide door. So as an off-roader, diba, like you have to really open it.
Actually, yung sa FJ, parang you won't really feel the hassle until you own one.
Diba? Exactly.
Really hassle. Super hassle. Like literally your son wanna go out at the back. Like you need to
open both, diba? So
and it's really hassle.
So this one, like I understand, like looks-wise, it's not as good. That they could have benefited from stretching it, but if you go off-road, the shorter wheelbase actually works well, maneuvering through difficult terrain. And then I mean, I admit it doesn't look great, but I rather have that access if I'm overlanding versus looks.
Yeah, and at least speaking about off-roading, it's at least the one they showed sa JMS. It's a proper 4x4 siya. Rear lockers, before high, 4 low.
Yeah.
It's powered by a 2TR FE engine. So for 2.7, I think. So, but I'm hoping that they still bring in the diesel. Kasi feeling ko, once pinasok nila diesel yan, patok yan.
No, I think if it's diesel, it's gonna sell out.
For me, it's kind of scary. Natatakot lang sa price niya. I mean, FJ, when they ran out, it was really high already. It started how much? Like 1.5 or whatever.
Yeah,
1.6.
like 1.6.
It started at that price range, and then it ended around 2 point plus. And I was like, whoa, for the same car. And now for this, I'm pretty sure they won't price it at the 1.6.
Well, it's based off the IMV platform. So if you were to get like a Fortuner na IMV based din siya, at 2.5 for a 4x4. So feeling ko maglalaro siya mga ganung price. We're talking about 2.5, 2.8 million maybe.
Okay, ako may predictions like at most baka 3.2. That will be my prediction.
I'm kind of scared at 3.2 because it's kind of nearing the Prado.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but if parang that's if they sell a diesel version. Like but if it's a gas version, baka like parang on the 2.9.
I think
scratching.
Peak is kind of for the 2.5.
Yeah.
People bought it around 2 plus easily back then because of the hype.
Yeah.
For me lang the interior kasi it's way better than the old one.
I think for the FJ market, hype is a really big thing.
Do you think it will have the same effect this time around?
All throughout my on my feed, people as an enthusiast side, people are really curious about the FJ. I mean, there's a lot of people who bought the FJ just for the sake of modifying it.
Yeah.
They didn't really use the FJ as a
Off-roader.
Right? But I think for this, somehow if you were to buy a 5-door Jimmy, you would rather just go for this one.
And yun nga, during the presentations, Toyota was very quick to say that, and they admit it, that a lot of their SUVs kind of lost their focus or direction now. So they developed the Land Cruiser FJ as SUV with a razor sharp focus, and they are targeting the Jimny talaga. Yeah.
Which is the target focus as
The
well.
price is good.
Yeah.
But is there a potential price point and a speculative price point that we're looking at?
It's ano siya, price and availability is something that we'd always try to ask, but Toyota is always quick
So,
to mom or to divert it, diba? But
Where do you want to eat tonight?
hindi mo masarap ang kainan nyo. No, but it's ano siya. But
Dadating ba? Ay,
not even.
Ano?
Not even kung dadating ba. But yun nga, since it's made in Thailand, and there's a big potential
Yeah.
talaga for it.
Okay.
I won't be surprised anymore with what Toyota Philippines has been doing lately. I mean, they kept giving us bombs everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw a post for the GR Corolla,
Right.
something like that. And I was I saw a post for the PC4X. I mean, they keep dropping bombs. I mean,
Kaya for the ones watching at this point, so if you're watching at this point, thank you for watching, but also for the latest news, CarGuide.PH. Plug it.
It's going to be the first to break it.
yeah.
We're the first to break the news.
I think you guys did it for the GR Corolla.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Because we
Kahit ako nagulat eh.
Because we have time traveler extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Yung jeep ng pusa, gumagana.
Hindi ako yung kay James Gunn, diba? Yung sa Pocket Universe, yung monkey.
So, I guess to wrap up this parang favorite memory.
Yeah. Let's go with favorite memory each one. Sige. Alex ulit.
I just want to give a shout out. I mean, no. I mean, for the Honda, I definitely am thankful for Honda for giving me the opportunity. But I just want to give a shout out to other brands too that was there. I mean, Mazda's booth, pretty amazing. Cars concept, pretty nice. I mean, super crazy. The Benz, they look bad. And then for with Mitsubishi, Nissan, really good booth, super funky. Yeah, I mean the Nissan booth was very, very funky with the Leaf being there with the Z taillights, and it's kind of cool. I mean, those brands, even the BMW, they actually let us see the M2 CS and the new iX3. So Mini was there with I think the Paul Smith version. I saw Paul Smith in flesh. So those kind of stuff. I mean, the brands there, even though they weren't able to send medias, I mean, they really what they showed us for me was memorable. I like what they did. Every brand, every specific brand, they really exerted effort on their booths, on their cars, and I see that the future is very growing for the car enthusiast in me was really going crazy, and I was really, really happy. So for that, thank you Honda for the opportunity, and of course CarGuide for sending me to Japan Mobility Show.
Okay, quickly. Aside from Honda, so Honda is of course your sponsor.
Yeah.
Bringing you to JMS. But aside from that, what's your other favorite? Right next to it.
Actually, for a booth and a display,
For a booth.
I would say Mazda. Mazda's display was not that big, But the cars were interesting for me. The CX-5 was there, and the design of the booth was very Mazda, which is really good. And what I like about that is they actually bring that essence of the feels of the Mazda even here in the Philippines. When they do the booth, when they do the pop-ups, it feels very Mazda, and it's really nice for me. I mean, you get to experience what they have in different countries here in our country. And shout out to Subaru, they actually gave the Subaru STI somehow a glimpse there, and the concept was bad. Yeah, but the concept was bad. The Outback. Oh my God, I can't. The Outback. I can't say anything about it except for the grill that that it looks like it came from Shopee. I don't know, but yeah, shout out to Outback.
Okay.
But please.
Okay.
But yeah. But thank you guys.
We're taking this away from Alex. Yeah. Okay, BBD.
On the other hand, I actually liked what Subaru showed in JMS.
Okay.
For the simple reason that it doesn't have plastic bits on the exterior. Kasi yun talaga yung ayoko sa mga offerings nila lately. It's full of plastic. The shape is always okay. It always look nice. But it's this black plastic cladding that occupies the whole front bumper that stretches to the rear. So yun lang di ko trip. And these new concepts, gusto ko siya kasi it's back again to the grassroots na it's just pure body color. Maganda kahit na sabi niya mo Shopee. Pero the other one I liked, which is a core memory for me for some reason, is seeing e-concept motorcycle in Honda's booth. Because they have this
something different.
low-riding cruiser bike, pero meron siyang backrest. So for me, na looking into cruiser bikes, pero madaling sumakit ang lower back, it would be nice to have that na pag traffic, gaganon ka, something will support your back. Hindi mo kailangan mag-strain ng muscle sa likod para hindi ka
Kabitan na lang natin ang lumbar support.
Pwede. Or gayahin na ito sa angkas, yung may computer seat sa sa likod. Pero it's really nice bike. Nagustuhan ko siya. Yun yung core memory ko aside from the walking.
The walking.
Yeah.
Yan yung pinaka-core. Yan yung pinaka-memorable.
I think that day I did like 25,000 steps, something like that. Like and that's little compared to if you really go around.
When I go to Tokyo Auto Salon for aftermarket,
Yeah.
like it's somehow the same thing. Like Japan always gives you like big place, do whatever you want. One day won't be enough.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing for me. I mean, I like what I see. So for people that was planning to go to Tokyo Auto Salon or JMS,
Tama.
please bring
Yeah.
good shoes.
Yeah, you need to bring it.
Core memory. Well, first I want to thank Mitsubishi for. First I want to thank CarGuide for sending me, and then Mitsubishi for the invite. So Mark, Paolo, James, thank you. Yeah, dapat because my favorite core memory was not exactly in JMS.
Okay,
It was when I had my first and probably last sumo fight.
No!
Yes.
Kasama sila doon?
Yeah. So that was my most memorable. I actually went head to head with a off-season sumo wrestler.
No.
Best experience.
Ever?
Akala ko sasabihin mo driving an Evo.
No, but that's how. Actually, that kind of cements na how not really of a car person I am, diba? True. Oh, but I wanted to see the 3000 GT, wala doon, the GTO, wala. But okay, but in relation to the GMS, I think the most memorable experience I'll say is seeing the focus of Mitsubishi, the Forever Adventure, and how they were explaining it. And as someone who goes off-road more than on-road, I think it was nice to see a brand that, for the people that like to go on adventures, that, that Mitsubishi has their backs on that.
Okay.
Okay, so with Toyota, core memory?
Yeah, core memory.
Okay, core memory is actually just the sheer size of it. And no, di lang yun. The sheer size of it, and I think for me, the more important thing is finally being able to understand what they were after. Because I was one of those in 2023 and I felt like, what in the world is Toyota doing or was Toyota doing? And I didn't understand the backstory. As I think what's good about this experience is that they were able to tell their story in a way that's very relatable. And you begin to say, kaya pala. And I think for me, very important yon. So whether it's Century, Lexus, Toyota, or Daihatsu, at least I know exactly where the brand is going and what they're doing to head in that direction. Now, as for the other brand that nagustuhan ko rin,
next
as
favorite.
next favorite, I would have to agree with Alex. It's Mazda.
Okay.
I think Mazda is able to do things with such a smaller scale. I mean, they don't have the same budget as
Right.
Toyota for sure, diba?
Right.
But they showed in JMS, like they showed also in the Philippines, that you're able to create these memorable experiences, premium memorable experiences, without having to have the biggest
Without
booth.
breaking
For,
the bank.
yes, exactly, right. So their concept cars, for example, showed off new kinds of infotainment concepts, which sana naman mas ma-implement nila yun over the CX-5. I'm still not a big fan of that. Still not. So hopefully the Vision X Coupe, for example, the more better integrated screens and infotainment will make its way to future vehicles.
Okay.
So yeah, overall, yeah, I think that's the second favorite booth ko aside from the Toyota group. Yeah. So, well, I guess, guys, that wraps up our discussion with the 2025 Japan Mobility Show. Hopefully, in 2 years' time, we're going to be having the same conversation. Hopefully, Jen will be able to join us this time around. And maybe, who's to know, maybe we'll have more members join us as well. But in the meantime, for the latest car news and car reviews, just check out CarGuide.PH, or if you're a fan of Alex, you can follow him at... Okay, thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Magta-type ka na.
Chismis time na lang.
Okay,
Chismis
guys,
time.
bye. Okay. So what really happened in JMS, guys?
What really happened? I really